This is the United States. USA. Looks pretty good, right? Not bad. I think there's a little gap right here somewhere. Okay? Not bad, right? So let me ask you a question here, bro. If I told you to go from where you're at right now, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I wanted you to walk from here to New York City. This is your goal. You're not allowed to use a GPS. You're not allowed to use any cash. You're not allowed to use any resources. No major roads. You're only allowed to walk north. My first question for you is, how long do you think it would take you to reach New York City?
2 months.
2 months. Okay, fair assessment. That's a long walk. Now, let me tell you what happens in life most of the time. See, people, they have no direction. They don't have a GPS. They don't have resources. They don't have the money, the debit card. They don't have the car. They don't have the cash. They don't have the things they need. So they start this journey with nothing more than optimism, nothing more than motivation. And so they start their trek, and they start moving. And along the way, they have a snag. Something happens, they lose a job, they get a setback, and they have to take a rest. They try to rebuild, and so they restart. They're feeling motivated again and inspired, and they meet the wrong group of friends, and they're kind of stuck in this loop for a while. But then they wake up and they say, oh my God, man, I gotta get my life together, it's time to do something. All right, so then they start working again. And before you know it, they have a girlfriend that locks them in and have a kid and they're having relationship issues. And before you know it, they're 35 years old and they're tired, man. They're tired. And so what happens is they stop. This is where they rest. This is where it all ends. This right here, they're in Arkansas. Middle of nowhere. They thought their big dream was to make it to New York City, but they ended up in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, working at a job they didn't want, doing something they didn't want, living a life they didn't want. But let's change up the scope. Let's change the situation. Let's say that in the beginning, when it all started, if we can go back in time, let's say that before we start our journey, somebody offers you a path to reach your goal to New York City. And they say to you, listen, my friend, I'm going to give you a brand new Cadillac. Brand new. Beautiful. I'm going to give you a debit card. Full of money. I'm going to give you every tool you need. GPS set up. All you got to do is follow the path. How long do you think it would take them to reach New York City? 2 days, not even. A day and a half if they didn't stop. They just kept pushing. Now look, will things happen? Sure, it's a long drive. 17 hours. 17 hours. Along the way, you might get a flat tire. You're going to have to work on that. Along the way, you're going to have to stop and rest your butt. Your butt and back's going to be hurting. It's going to take, you're going to have to stretch out, man. It's a long ride. But once you get back in that car and you keep pushing forward, that GPS, if you follow it, it's going to take you to your goal. You're not lost. Straight up 95. 1,000 miles, baby. Will you make it to your goal? Does that mean that you won't be exhausted? Does that mean it won't be a long drive? Does that mean it won't be challenging? Does that mean you won't have a flat tire? Does that mean that someone won't cut you off? That you won't get angry? That you won't have problems? Of course you're going to deal with those things. It's a long drive. Anything can happen from point A to point B. But your path is built for you with the tools and resources to get to your goal. And that is the thing you have to get through your mind. Is that you have this grandiose dream, but without the resources, without the tools, without the assets, it's going to be hard. And most people end up in the middle of nowhere, exactly the opposite of what they wanted to achieve. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over the course of years and years and years. So my question to you is simple. Who do you want to be? One or person two? Is it okay for me to give you those resources? Can I show you the resources? Can I give you the path? Is that okay? Are you good with that? Yeah, I'm good with that. Great. And that's what I'm here to show you today. Is exactly how I can give you the resources to get to your goal. Does that mean it's going to be easy? Did I say it was going to be easy?